I think. Oh, wait, no, the camera moved. I moved my knee, so everything got moved. Okay. Well, hello, friends. I believe you're hearing me. This is good. This is working. Yes. Hello, Madness Creations. Hope you're all well tonight. I'm gonna start editing some Dark Dice. It's an evening. It's good as any to get editing. I can boost my volume in just a couple seconds. What if I did that? Boom. Maybe be a little better. I'll also close this door. That way I don't wake up the entire neighborhood as I start the stream. So, things were a little bit better. Then this green stuff started appearing. Interesting. This should be a bit louder too. Let's see. Hopefully you guys could hear that. Let's check one more time.
Damage.
Yes, good. A little better. Well, let's see what I can do with this microphone. Make it sound a little nicer. It's not letting me. Can I go plus? Can I go over the decibels of 0? No. One of these days we'll figure it out. Apparently. So, can I go over 100%? No, it's not letting me. Nuts. I'll just have to speak a little bit louder then. All right, well, let's jump into it. My name's Travis Vengroff. I'm here editing some stuff for a show called Dark Dice, and I am having some fun with it. So I will be starting from this minute marker right here, 6 hours, 55 minutes, and moving further and further as we get along. How are you doing this evening, Madness Creations? Hello.
I'm going to cast Thunder Wave at everyone in front of me. 9 damage.
Heavenly skies, cast down your wrath.
And previously for Thunderwave, I think we've used some cool stuff. What did we do for Thunderwave? Has Lon cast Thunderwave before in this show? I don't believe so. But let's get some good thunder sounds. So we'll start with this. We're going to see what I got for some cool crackly thunders. Cacao. And hopefully it won't blow our eardrums out. Pancakes for dinner. Hey, that's awesome. Glad you like Tales from the Tower. That's a fun show. I really enjoy and enjoy making. That's a great thunder. So we'll steal that. We'll sneak this into a light reverby track because you definitely need thunder.
By to clear a path and make
Heavenly skies, cast down your wrath.
an explosion.
Cast down your wrath.
An explosion of sound left Lon's hands, amplifying her clap into a.
Ooh, I like that. And we also need a clap sound because it's supposed to be a clap. So clap, boom. So let's record. I'll arm this track properly. Ba 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 ba.
9 damage.
Oh, and also clapping sounds. This is key. All right, I'll be right back. This is gonna be magic. Crackle, crackle. So anybody can clap their hands, but to do it right, I want this to sound a little bit beefier. So we're going to record a clapping sound with gloves and get a bit of a better clap out of it. Let's try it. I can't, my fingers are so large now I can barely hit the button.
At everyone in front of me. 9 damage.
Heavenly skies, cast down.
Those are 3 different takes. We'll see what sounds good. And put those gloves down here. Hopefully not blocking the camera.
In front of me. 9 damage.
Heavenly skies,
Cast down your...
cast down your wrath. Your wrath.
Didn't sound as good.
Cast down your wrath.
It wasn't like high enough.
Your wrath.
An explosion.
Cast down your wrath.
Now let's get the timing right.
Your wrath.
An explosion of.
Your wrath.
Cool. I like that. I thought the gloves would make it a little better. They actually made it more impacty. Didn't quite work the way I wanted it to. So we got this.
Your wrath. Cast down your wrath.
An explosion.
I'm gonna pitch it down, maybe.
An An explosion of sound left Lan's hands, amplifying her clap into a roar of thunder that shot a physical wave of sound and energy before her, casting one of the priests down.
Oh, this is like some pretty big explosive stuff. So let's add some explosive stuff. So explosive stuff. We like the sounds of explosions, so let's go for some explosions. We want it to be like a blast. That sounds kind of cool. All right, I'm into that one. Blast 4. You're gonna go with me on this. So let's synchronize it to the right time. Let's lower it to like a zinger track.
An explosion of sound. An explosion of sound left Lan's hands, amplifying her clap into a roar of thunder that shot a physical wave of sound and energy before her, casting one of the priests down into the tide altar. And
we need like a screaming priest, splashy splash, I'm guessing. Oh, there's music under this. I don't actually have to do too much because it's going to be super energetic. So if we unmute the music, it sounds kind of cool.
An explosion of sound left Lan's hands, amplifying her clap into a roar of thunder that shot a physical wave of sound and energy before her, casting one of the priests down into the tide.
We do need a scream. We need a scream there. What would be a good scream? I've just got stock screams. What if you did like a David Alt scream? That might be fun. I've got a couple of those. Screams. No, it's too. That's Child. That wasn't a David Alt. All right, let's try one of these guys. Somewhere over here. We'll sneak it into an NPC track, so it's got some reverb on it. My default's on it. That's good.
And damaging the others with its power.
And let's lower it so it doesn't just scream randomly at a random spot.
That shot a physical wave of sound and energy before her, casting one of the priests down.
We'll do that.
Into the tide altar, and damaging the.
And let's boost
one of the priests down into the tide altar, and damaging the others with its priest down into the tide altar, and damaging the others.
And let's like drop them really quickly.
Down into the tide altar, and damaging the others with its power. The sunken.
And let's have like a splash at the end, a nice little splash, just so you know that he hit the water safely. So splashing of water. That's the wrong kind of splash. I don't know what that is, but it's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like a. That's a definitely. You know what? That one sounds fun. We'll use that one. So we'll sneak that splashy noise here, right here on the reverby track.
Down into the tide altar, and damaging the others with its power. Casting one of the priests down into the tide altar, and damaging the others with its power. The sunken mother felt the blast, but remained standing. The screams of the fallen priest were lost within the waves in an instant.
And now I'm gonna run.
Running within range of an.
Okay, now we'll. She threatens to run, but doesn't run.
An enemy without disengaging would provoke an attack of opportunity. In this instance, from the embiggened sunken mother.
Yeah, I don't want to fight 40 plus cultists.
Okay. And I don't want to fight 40 plus cultists. Let's see. I can also erase some of these highlighted lines where you've got Convo dropping some pretty harsh F-bombs. Okay. This is where I say a thing. Right after there.
Mother.
Yeah, I don't want to fight 40 plus cultists.
The sunken mother swung with closed fists.
This is where I rolled really well.
In sunken mother.
Yeah, I don't.
In this instance, from the embiggened sunken mother.
Yeah, I don't want to fight 40 plus cultists.
The sunken mother swung with closed.
And I'm going to mute this track again so we don't hear the music. And the reason I don't want to hear the music is very simple. We can not hear our sound effects is good. So this stops at 14 damage.
Lan back for 14 damage.
14 damage, and then she replies, then we reply. Cool.
Cultists.
The sunken mother swung with closed fists, hitting Lan in the lower back for 14 damage.
And then Lan has a silly retort. Where are you, Lan? Here you go. Okay, I like the coughing. That's like a getting up.
As Viviana disengaged and moved toward the emotion. As Viviana disengaged,
Okay, we'll mute these. We're not going to use those for now, but we might use them later, so that's why I'm...
engaged and moved toward the emotionally distressed Fluffy.
can take
Viviana rolled an amazing handle animal check as
take
she
it.
approached.
Okay, and that's what we're going to use. So all these are going to get moved. I almost said muted. They're going to get muted.
Closed fists, hitting Lon in the lower
I'm going to do that. So closed fist, cough.
fists, hitting Lon. Sunken Mother swung with closed fists, hitting Lon in the lower back for 14 damage. Hitting Lon in the lower back for 14 damage.
I can take it. I can take it.
And then we'll move on to the next line. We're going to add some sound effects there in just a second. I do want to have this funny exchange.
I can take it.
As Viviana disengaged and moved toward the emotionally distressed Fluffy, Viviana rolled an amazing.
I can take it.
As Viviana disengaged and moved toward the
Move that. You lose the D there.
Viviana disengaged and moved toward the emotionally disengaged and moved toward the emotionally distressed Fluffy. Viviana rolled an amazing handle animal check as she approached.
And then we'll look for two more things, one of which is a scream, and next will be Viviana's line. So we have the offensive scream right here somewhere of a sunken mother screaming, yeah. That's pretty good. I like that. Or that's pretty intense. Yeah. Sunken mother's closed fist. It's closed fist, so I don't need it to be too huge. I think just the one strike should do. We'll sneak that over to...
Standing, the screams of the fallen priest were lost within the waves in an instant.
And now I'm gonna run.
Running within range of an enemy without disengaging would provoke an attack of opportunity, in this instance from the embiggened Sunken Mother.
Yeah, I don't wanna fight 40 plus cultists.
Okay.
The Sunken Mother swung with closed fists, hitting Lon in the lower back for 14 damage.
I can
Okay, so that's the here. And now, because the here happens, we need to move Lon's response a bit later.
The Sunken Mother swung with closed fists, hitting Lon in the lower back for 14 damage. Closed fists, hitting Lon in the lower back for...
Now we need like the sounds of the impact of a punch, right? So let's get a punch sound. I'm actually going to look for kick sounds. And oh my gosh, I forgot that kicking is also a type of drum. So there's like a bazillion drum tracks that just say like kick track 7. I have no idea how hilarious they'll sound if I grab the wrong one. Or just... Okay. That's
recording metal kick.
weak. Oh, this is from Iluka? Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh, that's nice. That feels crunchy, right? All right, so that's Lon getting hit pretty hard. So let's move this up here to an actual sound effect track. It's not abstract, it's not super reverby, but it is a light reader
with closed fists, hitting Lon in the lower back for 14 damage. Swung with closed fists, hitting Lon in the lower back for 14 damage.
Ooh, the second one sounds
I
even
can
better.
take it.
Sunken Mother swung with closed fists, hitting Lon in the lower back for 14 with closed fists, hitting Lon in the lower with closed. The Sunken Mother swung with closed fists, hitting Lon in the lower.
I'm so sorry. Sorry, friends, we're getting interrupted here for a moment. Iso, come. Yeah, hop. Yes. Oh, he's the best boy. Oh, he's the best boy. He's got the cutest nose. He's got the cutest nose. Yes, he does. He's the best boy. Hi, Izo. I love you. Are you sleepy? Are you made muffins? Are you going to sleep right over there? Awesome. Love you too, Izo. Yes, we have Dogo. On occasion, he does appear. So sorry I almost punched you with my scary punch noise. All right, let's hear that sound again.
Closed fists, hitting Lon in the lower back for. The Sunken Mother swung with closed fists, hitting Lon in the lower back.
And the is now late. It also feels like the wrong kind of
Mother swung with closed fists, hitting Lon in the lower back for 14 damage.
I can take it. I can take it.
As Viviana disengaged,
Let's try this.
Swung with closed fists, hitting Lon in the lower back for 14 damage. Hitting Lon in the lower back for 14 damage.
I can take it. I can take it.
Okay.
Hitting Lon in the lower back for 14 damage.
I can take it.
In the lower back for 14 damage.
I can take it. I can take it.
I'm gonna fiddle around with
As
this for a
Viviana's
second.
mother swung with closed fists.
The sounds of the hey, Servus. I have a PowerPoint presentation for you, Bloody Baroness. It's for you in Dresden. It's cool, and it's. I just need to send it to you guys if I haven't already. But yes, the sounds of a good boy. He's the best, man.
Hitting Lon in the lower back for 14
I
damage.
can take it. I can take it.
I make presentations for people sometimes. It's fun. Yeah. I should just send it over before I forget. Travis looks through his PowerPoint presentation stuff. Recently accessed files. Packet. Yes. And then I send to DRA and send the link to the WhatsApp. And it's been sent. It's a secret. All right. It's been sent. As we said, and I'm sorry that I keep looking over here and far away and not here. My camera is through a hole in my desk, sort of like an R2-D2 popping out from the water, because it's the only spot that I can mount the camera head through this strange spot in the desk where it all fits. So I'm always going to be looking a little bit to the right. That's okay.
14
I
damage.
can take it. I can take it.
And then we'll jump back to the other side of the conversation. I
I can take it. I can take it.
As Viviana disengaged and moved toward the emotionally distressed Fluffy, Viviana rolled an amazing handle animal check as she approached.
Okay, now what's Viviana gonna say? I'm also, you'll see, like, cutting dialogue closer and closer to make sure it feels like one story and one scene, which is part of the process. And then we add sound effects to influence the sound or the timing.
It's me. It's me. Remember? I fed you the weasel. I
An
want.
amazing handle animal check as she approached.
It's me.
Handle animal check as she approached.
It's me. It's me.
Animal check as she approached.
It's me. It's me. Remember? I fed you the weasel. I want to help you escape. Follow me this way.
Quite good. That's for sure. Hey, oh, it's you. Okay, now I understand who I'm dealing with here. Madness, it's you. Okay, cool. I had to improvise a Z. In case anyone else happens to be here, Dresden's name has a Z with a thing over it, and it's hard to do as an American, not knowing how to, like, materialize extra things over letters. So I also had to, like, to make this presentation, I had to scour the internet for photos of my friends to make them happy. This PowerPoint presentation. Where were we? We were creating monsters. I'm be careful not to spoil stuff because there's so much to spoil. All right. There's some talking. It's me. Follow this way. And then this is actually a Caitlin line. It is a Caitlin line. That's a weird thing. Caitlin doesn't usually talk during combats. It's kind of my jam. But you know what? I'm glad. So let's grab the line and let's put it in place.
An amazing
The owlbear
handle
looked
animal
around,
check as she
distressed.
approached.
It's me. It's me. Remember? I fed you the weasel. I want to help you escape.
The
Follow me
owlbear
this
looked
way.
around,
I
distressed.
want to help you escape. Follow me this way.
The owlbear
Follow me this way.
The owlbear looked around, distressed. Seeing a sea of blue robes that she the owlbear looked around, distressed. Seeing a sea of blue robes that she automatically assumed were
Captain
dangerous.
Gelmain's
And this is Travis just being a dick, talking on top.
Blue robes that she automatically assumed were dangerous. But when she saw Viviana, remembering the way the tieflings smell, she didn't lash out and moved with Viviana toward the main exit.
Good job. Okay, and now move all of my lines to the right because they're in the way now of the rest of the story. They're too late. I will make this show sound good. Glad you like the presentation. It is a tough, it's like not on the keyboard, this little special, but yeah. But yes, my secret Austrian friends, we have secret Austrian plans in the area, which you now have the data for, and we'll keep updating you with the stuff as we have more data in about 3 weeks. But yes, the thing is happening, and I'm excited to share more as we get closer. Okay, let's grab this stuff. What else? So it's me, Fed to the Weasel, Albert toward the exit, and then Travis is a thing, and then it's thing away like other guests. Exit.
In the chaos of panicked guests, as he'd split the Willow's Wake's crew, as the sunken mother moved with purpose towards Lon. However, it was Convo who caught the sunken mother guests.
Okay, this is all one paragraph for me, which is like the next thing that gets spoken. So I'll move that all to the left, and then we'll start to throw some stuff in the wake of what's going to happen. And I'm reminded immediately of what's gonna happen here. We're hyped too, friends. We are hyped too.
Dangerous.
And let's move this here.
Captain
When she saw
Gelmain's
Viviana, remembering the way the tieflings smell, she didn't lash out and moved with Viviana toward the main exit.
Captain Gelmain, still dazed, was pulled by Sea Sorcerer Galisk, who had begun to run through the aisle Convo had cleared, back toward the exit. The numerous priests and the chaos of panicked guests split the Willow's Wake's crew as
Double S consonant here. Consonant. Let's erase one of them and push closer.
panicked guests split the Willow's Wake's crew as the sunken mother moved with purpose towards Lon. However, it was Convo who caught the sunken mother's gaze as he'd curiously run forward instead of away like the other guests. As he'd curiously run forward instead of away, as he'd curiously run forward, there's gaze, as he'd curiously run forward,
Wow, it's a glitch. It's a glitch there.
as he'd
Yeah, I don't like it.
curiously run,
There we
caught the
go.
sunken mother's gaze, as he'd curiously run forward instead of away like the other guests.
Okay, and this is good. And then probably the best line of the entire season is about to be spoken by Lon. And it happens right here. It is just... You send your, like, harshest monster against your friends and try to kill them.
Run forward instead of away like the other guests.
Fight someone tough, you pussy.
What? Your friendly people are just like, oh my gosh, why are you being so mean to my NPCs?
Away like the other guests.
Fight someone tough, you pussy.
And then we have the sunken mother responds in a way that's not so happy. So we'll move Lon's lines over there, and we'll see if we can find something nice to reply with our lovely sunken mother. These are good. Let's see what these sound like. What is this?
Hell, fire! With all her
That's a good one too. I might use that.
Yeah.
That's a fun one. Lonnie's amazing. Okay, that one's too big because she's a little more controlled. These are so good. All right, I'm gonna use this one. And this one will get muted just because I can only pick one.
low roach.
I fed you the weasel. I want to...
Seeing a sea of blue robes that she didn't lash.
Still dazed, was pulled by Sea Sorcerer Gallant, purpose towards Lon. However, it was Convo who caught the sunken mother's...
Pussy. Someone tough, you pussy.
These are great screams. I'm just gonna repeat that again. I'm so very happy. I'm glad the cats are not fazed by the dying. And let's get some of the other line here that explains the next part of the story. How long is this line? It goes all the way to the word nearby and then panting.
Their protection.
What?
Yet it was not her who needed their protection.
It was not her into the protection at that moment. Okay, so all this is just getting moved. Got it. Sure. Okay, so during the scream, this is where my lines continue.
Fight someone tough, you pussy.
Full attention of the sunken mother who now loomed over her. A single punch was thrown, and that
Someone tough, you pussy.
Lon had the full attention of the sunken mother who now loomed over her.
Okay, and now I'm gonna have that. Ah!
Tough, you pussy.
Lon had the full attention of the sunken mother who now loomed over her. A single punch was
Actually, the timing was even better.
Someone tough, you pussy.
Lon had the full attention of the sunken mother who now loomed over her. A single punch was thrown.
Okay, and now I need that that punch, that single punch, which is gonna be this one. I think is my favorite one, pre-marked.
The full attention of the sunken mother who now loomed over her. A single punch was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon's chest, she was knocked unconscious.
That's a good punch right there. Let's make sure we get that punch impact, the receiving a punch right here.
Crunch audible to those nearby.
I'm gonna use that one. Okay. There we go.
Punch was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon's chest, she was knocked unconscious. A crunch audible to those nearby.
And my speed of my diction is not fast enough, so we're gonna edit it to be a little bit tighter. So, as you're all here and lovely, enjoying this stuff, you'll find that I'm not necessarily the best narrator, best DM, but that's okay because I've got amazing players and they make the story lovely. That is what I'm very grateful for. So I do my best as an editor to edit the story in a way that sounds as good as they remember it.
Lon had the full attention of the sunken mother who now loomed over her. A single punch was thrown, and as the fist connected, punch was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon, a single punch was thrown, and as the fist.
This is a double and.
And as the fist punch was thrown, and as the fist.
So that's an and, a double and. Let's try this.
Was thrown, and as the fist connected.
Ha! We got it.
A single punch was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon's chest, she was knocked unconscious. A crunch audible to those near Lon's chest. She was knocked unconscious.
I don't like my breath. I don't like breathing. I don't think I should have breath and ever be able to take a breath because, of course, I don't breathe.
And as the fist connected with Lon's chest, she was knocked unconscious. Connected with Lon's chest, she was knocked unconscious. A crunch audible to those nearby.
Ooh, that's a tough one. So there's a crunch there, crunch audible to those nearby. There's some gasps, sound of pain, clunk, thud, hit the floor. We're gonna add that next, and then these lines are gonna go immediately after. So let's do that. Let's add some sound effects from here to there, and let's also add some music. So we have some music, it's going on here.
Range of an enemy without disengaging would provoke an attack. Mother felt the blast, but remained standing. The screams of the fallen priest were lost within the waves in an instant.
And now I'm gonna run.
Running within range of an enemy, screams of the fallen priest were lost within the waves in an instant.
And now I'm gonna run.
Running within range of an enemy without disengaging would provoke an attack of opportunity, in this instance from the embiggened sunken mother.
Yeah, I don't wanna fight 40-plus cultists.
The sunken mother swung with closed fists.
I don't wanna fight 40-plus cultists.
Now
The
we're
sunken
gonna
mother-
sneak this track out, and we're gonna sneak a new version of this in, which is kind of like a big song. Hey Minyosto Tabaro.
She didn't lash out and moved with Viviana toward the main exit.
Was Alice, who had begun to
Starts like right around. Right there. So we're gonna try and loop that in right as the fighting starts again on the other musical layer track. Let's see how that works or does not work. Cool. Amazing player. Hey, back for more shirtless convo. Hello, thank you. Hey. It's always a good time when you guys are here.
embiggened sunken mother.
Yeah, I don't wanna fight 40-plus cultists.
The sunken mother swung with closed fists.
That's very abrupt right there. And I'm gonna sneak it back in.
Yeah, I don't wanna fight 40-plus cultists.
The sunken mother swung with closed fists, hitting Lon in the lower back for 14 damage.
I can't take it. I can't take it.
As Viviana disengaged and moved toward the emotionally distressed Fluffy, Viviana rolled an amazing
Oh, and then we need Viviana running again. So let's get Viviana running. Let's grab that track. I believe it's...
head towards the larger priest who held towards the large
There we go. We'll sneak that again. Copy paste, because she's still doing the running thing.
standing. The screams of the fallen priest were lost within the waves in an instant.
And now I'm gonna run.
Running within range of an enemy without disengaging would provoke an attack of opportunity, in this instance from the embiggened sunken mother.
Yeah, I don't wanna fight 40-plus cultists.
The sunken mother swung with closed fists, hitting Lon in the lower back for 14 damage.
Can't take it. I can't take it.
As Viviana disengaged and moved toward the emotionally distressed Fluffy, Viviana rolled an amazing handle animal check.
And now I add more owlbear here because we always need more owlbear. Sort of like the cowbell. Let's see, our dear friends, what we have for this owlbear. We've got some like cooing owlberry stuff, which I think is this stuff. This is gonna be good. I hope.
Its captors.
That's the closest to the cooing I've gotten, so we'll go with that.
A fight 40 plus.
Rolled an amazing handle animal check as she approached. Viviana disengaged and moved toward the emotionally distressed Fluffy. Viviana rolled an amazing handle animal check as she approached. As Viviana disengaged and moved toward the emotionally distressed Fluffy, Viviana rolled an amazing handle animal check as she approached.
It's me, remember?
Now that
It's me, remember? The weasel, I want to help you escape.
and I'm gonna add a response for it because it's very cute. Is this?
Follow me this way.
The owl
That's a great spot right there. Okay, so I'm gonna move that there.
Remember? The weasel. It's me, remember? The weasel, I want to help you escape. Follow me this way.
Follow me this way.
You escape. Follow me this way.
The owlbear looked around, distressed, seeing a sea of blue robes that she automatically assumed were demons.
I'm gonna now hear the timing of this one more time just to make sure it fits.
An amazing handle animal check as she approached.
It's me, remember? The weasel, I want to help you escape. Follow me this way.
The owlbear looked around, distressed, seeing a sea of blue robes that
Follow me this way.
the owlbear looked around, distressed, seeing a sea of blue robes that she automatically
This is sounding
assumed
good.
were demons. But when she saw Viviana, remembering the way the tiefling
I'm gonna speed up a couple of these
sea of
parts.
blue robes that she automatically assumed were dangerous. But when she saw Viviana, remembering the way the tieflings smelled, she didn't lash out and moved with Viviana toward the next.
Cool. And now we're gonna move everything else that we just did a little bit more to the right. So the hiccups. So the timing is good. Lovely, lovely, lovely. It's a faster way to do this, but I can't do it with the way that I've edited stuff because I've edited it a certain way. And I don't want to mess with my ambiances. So we're going to move everything just slightly to the left.
Moved with Viviana toward the next.
Captain
Viviana toward the next.
Captain Gelmain, still dazed, was pulled by Sea Sorcerer Galisk.
Oh, I need like a... Do I have a Gelmain sound somewhere? Gelmain, Captain... Gelmain, Captain Gelmain. Do we have more of your lovely voice somewhere of just like... Ah! Or like something like that. What's the next Gelmain line I have from you? Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Really agitated, and soothing her would require an animal handling check.
17.
What?
And so
Oh,
she
it's
was
Celia.
set
Like, what did we get to here?
uncomfortable large glass container, inside which twitched and wriggled an ant.
Scorpion.
The tide altar.
He's willing
That's angry.
to sacrifice anything for his friends.
Oh, this is a great...
May he be remembered.
Thank you. Thank you, Ajay. You're so cool.
Way.
Keep
Keep
his
his
way.
way. Of woods and skies.
Okay, but where's our last recording of our captain?
May you accept that
Here.
Long as you live, do people.
it's a little waited.
It's from the Willow's Wake. Oh, man, Vind Graveview.
Until the great and the depths lie.
The chamber. Golden masks.
Her left.
To cry.
Got here just in time.
Ah,
The
there he
sunken
is.
mother's gonna come in soon. Get in line and
Oh, so
Okay, does he actually say anything else after that?
get this
Got
thing.
here just in time.
Vind wiped tears from his eyes.
School of new arrival.
Get in line and Victor Gelmain, give this box of quartz from the distant desert of Narthel. Yare? Is that you?
Yara, is that you?
Arv! Lurs! Damn. Told you this journey would bring ill tide. Damn.
I kind of like that.
Told you this. I need a head count.
Okay, that's a good damn. I like that. And Actually, I think I like that better. Ooh, that's a good cough. We'll use those later. Okay. Sneak this from NPC here all the way to here.
The emotionally distressed as it curiously run forward instead of away.
But when she saw Viviana,
Captain Gelmain
and moved with Viviana toward the mimics.
Captain Gelmain, still dazed, was pulled by sea Sorcerer Galisk, who had begun to run through the aisle convo had cleared, back toward the exit. The numerous priests and the chaos of panicked guests
Okay, back toward the exit. I was a little bit delayed there, so I'm gonna.
who had begun to run through the aisle convo had cleared, back toward the exit.
Let's make that disappear. Alternative. Have Kareem voice an alternative Gelman that turns into an owl. Here for it. Different dimension. I don't even know what you're talking about. You've lost me. I don't.
Back toward the exit. The numerous priests and the chaos of panicked guests split the Willow's Wake's crew as the sunken mother moved with purpose towards Lon.
Okay, we're getting to like the big stuff now. So let's move to here. We have
Lash out and moved with Viviana toward the mimics.
now I had some Svalbard walking. This stuff. This sounds good. So we'll.
Viviana toward the mimics.
Captain Gelmain, still dazed, was pulled by Sea Sorcerer Galisk, who had begun to run through the aisle convoy back toward the exit.
Movement. It's
The
extra
numerous
movement
priests and the
sounds in
chaos of
background.
panicked guests split the Willow's Wake's crew as the sunken mother moved with purpose towards Lon.
And this is where I'm gonna actually just give up and say, okay, flip it. I'll do it. I'm gonna do MIDI keyboard typing sounds because, you know what? Footsteps. We need those, right? So let's grab. That's a ukulele. Oh, ukulele. I missed you, ukulele. I want to play ukulele now because I'm distracted. It's really tough because I'm actually typing on a physical keyboard. So I'm really making attempts, but it's not easy. Oh, what? This is so weird. Ah, man, I miss having keyboards for real. But ukulele is okay. So let's not be distracted by the ukulele anymore. And let's actually get into some real sounds of fake footsteps. Some real fake footsteps. What are you? That's on footsteps on wood. Getting closer, getting closer. So we'll do this. The Sunken Mother, I want to have like a big impact, right? Virtual instrument track. We will turn this to a contact track, which I'm saving before I do because it could destroy my entire computer and turn everything off, which would be hilarious in some ways and not in others. Hey, good. Now we're going to open up my secret suite called Edward the Footsteps audio, which makes everything better. Edward's shoes. Library loading. The shoe library. Edward, what can Edward do for you? Oh, all the sounds. So I'm going to call this SFX Sunken Mother Walk. Boom. Let's give her some like boots. Actually, she's barefoot, isn't she? Flats might sound a little more. Sounds a little bit too like formal. Sneakers sound better. No MIDI keyboard. Kleine Zeige. I do have one actually. It's somewhere under me, but it's not plugged in. And to plug it in is a pain in the butt because it would involve me stealing power from these lovely lights, And if these lights don't work, my green screen gets even more green than it is right now. Actually, if I turn on the main light, I think it would disappear, and then I would just have no background, but it's too bright. So, oops, what do I do? So, that's asphalt. Let's go to like rocks. Let's go to maybe less rocky and more of like a, gravel, great, grass, diamond, creek, concrete. And now she's huge, right? So let's really make this pitched down a bit. Let's add some boot. Yeah, that's a good sound of a sunken mother's footsteps. So now let's give her internal glitch filter. I have a couple of those actually. They're quite fun. Oh, let's hit record. So I'm arming the track, and I'm gonna record the track. If I can remember how to hit record.
Shout and moved with Viviana toward the main exit.
Captain Gelmain, still dazed, was pulled by Sea Sorcerer Galisk, who had begun to run through the aisle Convo had cleared, back toward the exit. The numerous priests and the chaos of panicked guests split the Willow's Wake's crew as the sunken mother moved with purpose towards Lon. However, it was Convo who caught the sunken mother's gaze as he'd curiously run forward instead of away like the other guests.
Fight someone tough, you.
Why is there a huge extra note at the bottom? I don't know. But let's get back to this.
Moved with purpose towards Lon.
Okay, so now we've got these footsteps here.
Through as the sunken...
And I'm gonna just overall put an EQ on this just to boost everything by 10 decibels. So it's really easy to hear.
As the sunken mother moved with purpose towards Lon. However, it was Convo who caught the sunken mother's gaze as he'd curiously run forward instead of away like the other guests.
Fight someone tough, you pussy.
Lon had the full attention of the...
Matrix. Da-da-da-da. Cool. Look at you some stuff. Oh my gosh. There is an outro, a little bloopers thing for our next story called Don't Mind Sealskin Rock, coming out Tuesday on our Patreon. And the blooper that I'm most excited for is the compilation of every F-bomb dropped by Lily Pichu playing one of the characters who doesn't curse at all. Every time, it is only whenever there's an airplane that passes us. And in LA, that's quite frequent. So I want to like turn it into a musical, just a bunch of F-bombs, like every single one, and like make it use Melodyne to pitch correct them into like almost a song. It'd be funny. I would call it the Ballad of 1,000 Fs, or 1,000 Fs were given. I don't know. 0 Fs given? I guess then Ballad of 1,000 Fs. It's my current pitch for it.
As the sunken mother moved with purpose towards Lon. However, it was Convo who caught the sunken mother's gaze as he'd curiously run forward instead of away like the other guests.
Fight someone tough, you pussy.
Lon had the full attention of the sunken forward instead of away like the other guests.
Fight someone tough, you pussy.
Lon had the full attention of the sunken mother who now loomed over her.
A new ringtone. That's possible also.
Someone tough, you pussy.
Lon had the full attention of the sunken mother who now loomed over her. A single punch was...
And then I'm going to make that a little bit faster because I feel like when I say a single punch, it's a little too delayed.
Full attention of the sunken mother who now loomed over her. A single punch was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon's chest, she was now loomed over her. A single punch was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon's chest, she was knocked unconscious.
We'll fix Lon's.
A single punch was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon's throne, and as the fist connected with Lon's chest, a single punch was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon's chest.
Okay, now I'm going to take the music out again because I want to be able to hear everything that I'm doing, because this is where it's key and important. Boom. Oh no. Good. Okay, I'm hitting save. It's being very glitchy. That makes me worried that something bad could happen to my digital audio workspace. Let's go with ribs. Let's type the word ribs and see what we find. In my magical mix of things, while we're waiting for those ribs, I do just want to see this one more time because I was so proud of my little ukulele song from last time. I wonder where it went. Did I keep it? Did I get to keep it? Did I delete it? What happened?
Or Deep Queen.
I'm so proud of how this turned out. And let's hear some broken ribs. None! Bones? Bone, bone, singular. My favorite part. Ba, 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 ba. Someone's playing with lettuce.
Saber on bone, take one. Bone on ground.
Someone's just eating lettuce messily. Or watermelon.
Staircase, here we go.
Okay, that's the first good sound I've heard. Da, 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 da. Ya, da, 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 da. Oh, I think I have new MIDI that I could sneak into that too. I'm just gonna double check. What's it called? Phase 4? Phase 4. Yes, Phase 4. Is there MIDI though? It's my little track for what lurks beneath. I have MIDI! I love MIDI. Cool. I haven't heard it in MIDI form. It's probably terrible and probably way too many tracks, and I'll delete them all. That's okay. I really do want to hear it though, badly. How bad are you? It's my original. Ooh. Actually pretty good. That's cool. Okay, but what I was actually looking for was some bones to crack. So let's crack those bones as we were before cracking. What was there? Priest 3? Was that Priest 3 that I was looking for the entire time? No, that wasn't Priest 3. That was Priest 2 and also Session 3 of Priest 2. Nuts. So close. Ugh, that's all right. And apparently a word
Not a cult.
from Lon. All right, so let's get this splintery death into place. Right here, that's where I have to get to. I haven't got to here, so let's get back to here. Creaky wood, combat-y sounds. We're over here is Walken, Christopher Walken. Like
It was Convo who caught the sunken mother's gaze as he curiously run forward instead of away like the other guests.
Fight someone!
Single punch sunken mother who now loomed over her. A single punch was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon's chest, she was knocked unconscious. A crunch.
That was the crunch. Let's move the crunch up one track.
Fist connected with Lon's chest.
Let's, do I have a more...
She was knocked unconscious. A crunch audible to those nearby. The last, she was knocked unconscious.
like that
A
one.
crunch loomed over her. A single punch was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon was thrown, and as the fist, a single punch was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon's chest was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon's chest was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon.
I'm gonna lower the impact scream response because it's very loud, and we don't need it to be so like there in our face.
Single punch was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon's chest.
And there's the impact, and then we also need like a body falling. So let's find a body. Also, there are more bone break. Ooh. Some of these sound delicious. I'm thinking of like carrots. That one sounds bad. Like, ooh, like you shouldn't hear that one. That's not a good sound. It's not a happy sound, eh?
Was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon, as the fist connected with Lon's chest.
And now we need the body, B-O-D-Y. Some really good fall sounds. So let's find some that aren't Out of body, body bomb, body in water, body sweetener, the shoes. What's the shoes? Ooh, this one. Ooh. I like the foot stomps. Those are cool. Nope. Nope. That's gravel. Generic. Ooh, that was kind of good. So generic, soft, cloth hitting ground. The first one was quite nice. We'll use that plus the extra body fall bits, the sweeteners, so the foots stomping. Feet. The feet stomping. That's a word. There was like a text that I just saw, but it vanished. But I did see text. Do I have to hit refresh or something to see chatting texts? Test. Ah, ha, ha. Nope, that worked. Weird.
As the fist connected.
Okay, now let's get the body to the floor, which is also a song, incidentally.
Thrown. And as the fist connected with Lon.
That was the body falling. Now let's get the other.
As the fist connected with. And as the fist connected with Lon's chest, she was knocked unconscious, a crunch audible to those nearby. The last remaining lead priest worked frantically to.
We don't need anything in between because.
Audible to those nearby. The last remaining lead priest.
Because there was a nice little fall there. And it would be awkward to replay the crunching of the bone at that moment because we've just heard it.
A single punch was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon's chest, she was knocked unconscious, a crunch audible to those nearby. The last remaining lead priest worked frantically to stabilize the bleeding legs of his companion, crying through the futility and senseless violence.
Oh, this is so sad.
Violence wrought against their family, as some of the more physically capable faithful in blue robes began to move to defend the sunken mother. Yet it was not her who needed their protection. And at that moment, a young man entered the temple, panting.
Guess who this is? We'll never know. I know, man. These vegetables. Caitlin won't even eat celery, though. She despises it. Like, if you're going to poison Caitlin, it wouldn't be through celery. You'd only kill me. And you'd kill me like 8 times over, because I would eat all the celery, because it's quite delicious.
Who needed their protection. And at that moment, a young man entered the temple, panting.
Who could it be? Because he does not have a beard. We don't know. We're about to find out. Oh, yeah, we need the music. Back to the music really quickly, because I need to hear what this sounds like now with sound design and music to make it dramatic and fun. And there was one more sound effect I wanted to add. It was crying. I wanted to find someone crying. I think I've got some really good crying somewhere in the background. That's a woman. Is this a man? Great. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate you a lot, Scott, for your crying. It will be remembered forever. And we'll put it on a nice little NPC track so that these tears of yours.
Connected with Lon's chest, she was knocked unconscious, a crunch audible to those nearby. The last remaining lead priest worked frantically to stabilize the bleeding legs of his
Too big?
No.
I'm smiling so big right now because it's perfect. It's really good. I could actually probably put it in a cry track, but then I'd be narrating my own crying, which would be so awkward. Like, because you'd be like, and then I was totally the DM, but I was one of the players, but I was one of the characters too, and it's the thing. Can't do it. I just can't. I think it sounds terrible for me, because I don't like my acting. Also, I forget it's not a cult. Not a cult. Oh man, it is not a cult. Right.
Worked frantically to stabilize the bleeding legs of his companion, crying through the futility and senselessness. A single punch was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon's chest, she was knocked unconscious, a crunch audible to those nearby. The last remaining lead priest worked frantically to stabilize the legs of his companion, crying through the futility and senseless violence wrought against their family. As some of the more physically capable faithful in blue robes began to
I
move.
get to use Crying Man. Thank you, Scott. Let's hear the music one more time, this whole section, and we'll get probably through like another 30 seconds. Just moving the spar over.
Gaze as it curiously run forward instead of away like the other guests.
And for those of you who recognize this song, kudos to you. This is actually the first song from our first combat, Hey Min Yosto, with a full choir now for us, instead of just me repeating all the parts myself. like I did in the original, which was not as cool. When we were doing our last recordings, this song sounded like, just as an example, so you're like, oh, this is cool. Vocals, no Gertie, Red Ice. That's what it sounded like. Now it's like much cooler.
Gaze as he'd curiously run forward instead of away like the other. Now loomed over her. Gaze as he'd curiously run forward instead of away like the other guests.
Fight someone tough, you pussy.
Lon had the full attention of the sunken mother, who now loomed over her. A single punch was thrown, and as the fist connected with Lon's chest, she was knocked unconscious, a crunch audible to those nearby. The last remaining lead priest worked frantically to stabilize the bleeding legs of his companion, crying through the futility and senseless violence wrought against their family. As some of the more physically capable faithful in blue robes began to move to defend the sunken mother, yet it was not her who needed their protection. And at that moment, a young man entered the temple, panting.
Oh, panting. That's Yar. That's your line. All right, here we are. Fire, friends.
Someone set fire to the ships!
This is lovely.
Entered the temple, panting.
Fire! Someone set fire to the ships!
I'm gonna pull that down just slightly because it spiked a smidge. There we go. Oh, also, I have a thing. I have a new vocal preset.
Panting.
Fire! Someone set fire to the ships!
Man entered the temple, panting.
Fire! Someone set fire to
Temple, panting.
Fire! Someone set fire to the ships!
Lovely. That is such a great delivery there. Also, I'm looking at the transcripts, like panicked, yelling, lying, all caps. Such a great delivery. All right, back to where I was, though. Speaking of deliveries, we have another half of this episode to finish up here.
This messenger was clearly shaven and handsome.
Someone set fire to the ships!
This messenger was clearly shaven and handsome. This messenger was clearly shaven.
Clearly shaven or cleanly shaven, Travis? Clean. I appreciate my terrible misspeaking. Let's try that again.
Check.
This messenger was clean shaven. Man, that jam. Got jammed by my words. Talking over me. Check. This messenger was clean-shaven and handsome with disheveled long hair and nice clothing, yet there was something familiar about his eyes, like a long-lost friend or acquaintance.
Familiar about his eyes, a long-lost friend or acquaintance.
Let's try that.
Temple, panting.
Fire! Someone set fire to the ships!
This messenger was clean-shaven and handsome with disheveled long hair and nice clothing, yet there was something familiar about his eyes, like a long-lost friend or acquaintance. His eyes, like a long-lost friend or acquaintance. I heard something moves, like a long-lost friend or acquaintance. It's the waves, because we've got waves in the background. That's how that works. And then we have to finish the rest of his sentence.
But at his calling of fire, the priest
friend or acquaintance.
But at his calling of fire,
Lost friend or acquaintance.
But at his calling of fire, the priests and guests, fearful of further problems, wait.
Let's move this.
But at his calling of fire, the priests and guests, fearful of further problems, weighed the validity of this messenger, who now required a deception check.
And this is really great timing musically. Like, it feels really cool and epic with all this going on.
19.
And we'll have reacting to that very shortly with lots of cursing.
Check.
19.
Boost his volume because he's extra quiet here for some reason.
Required a deception check.
19.
Lovely. Intensity there. Let's erase the highlights from the transcripts. And then I say some stuff here. And then she curses the F out of F. Here we go. Let's also take that away. Taburado.
And so, various ship captains, crew, and merchants added their own voices to the panic, second mate Av Mitov included, and began to rush toward the temple's exit. Check.
19.
various weighed the validity of this messenger, who now required a deception check.
19.
And so, check.
19.
And so, a deception check.
19.
And so,
Yeah, it's slightly late. I gotta move that just a bit earlier. Let's move Yara a bit earlier. You can feel it in the
weighed the validity of this messenger, who now required a deception check.
19.
And so, various ship captains, crew, and merchants added their own voices to the panic, second mate of Mitov included, and began to rush toward the temple's exit.
Fuck! Back to the willow!
Ah, lovely. I love these takes.
Rush toward the temple's exit.
Fuck!
And a rush toward the temple's exit.
Fuck!
Rush toward the temple's exit.
Fuck! Back to the willow!
Oh man, makes me happy every time. Okay, what EQ do I have? I have no EQ on you. Why is this a special thing? Okay, now it's been fixed.
Rush toward the temple's exit.
Fuck! Back to the willow!
Ob's now set. Hitting save again. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Because I'm always nervous about things. And then... Convo now does his thing. Okay, here's Convo lying through his teeth and probably failing like everybody else. Except Yara, who wins all the deceptions all the time.
Exit.
Fuck! Back to the willow!
Convo, who had rushed toward the sunken mother and maintained her unflinching gaze even as Lon fell, quickly sought a way to sow confusion.
Wait a minute, now I have a question. What's the name of that pirate? Harquin? Harquin isn't even mentioned, but I know for a fact that I recorded something extra, a little something special with our dear lovely Harquin. Because he was upset at hearing this news, and it was...
An owl bear!
Let's find Harquin. Where's our lovely Harquin?
Do not stray.
Harquin would be in a previous episode. Would be around
Trying to get
before everyone's dying.
But on the butts, they narrow ledge was
Say that. Still here.
creation of the mythical diviner Khan
Yara's going to have more than
with a knowledge religion, filing paperwork.
Noisemaker on the house.
There he is. Okay.
Wow, thank you so
Elon, was he at the ritual of last light?
Okay, got him. Now I go all the way back to where we were, 6 hours and change, something like that. Right around here. Yep, right here. That's the spot.
Weighed the validity.
And now there should be an extra line by our lovely friend, just for the end, from Jack Falahy for me.
Falahy. Was he at the ritual of last...
Okay, so just that phrase? The owlbear? Wait, so in character? Yeah.
Hell! Hell! Or what the hell? What the hell? Or what the hell? Or what the hell? Or what the hell?
That's great.
Hell!
This is super fun.
I'm glad you had fun, Jack. We did too. Where was I? Yara, what the hell?
Through the futility and senseless violence brought against their family, as some of the more physically capable faithful in blue robes began to move to defend the sunken mother.
Gibbs!
This messenger was
Gibbs!
clean-shaven and handsome with disheveled long hair and nice clothing, yet there was something familiar about his eyes, like a long-lost friend or acquaintance.
Okay.
Someone set fire to the ships!
This messenger was clean-shaven and handsome, lost friend or acquaintance. But at his calling of... And so, various ship captains, crew, and merchants added their own voices to the panic, second mate of Mitov included, and began to rush toward the temple's exit.
Fuck! Back!
Added their own voices to the panic, second mate of Mitov included, and began their own voices to the panic, second mate of Mitov included.
And I have a thing called Party Foul that I like to put in place too. It's quite fun. It's a voices track where just a bunch of people are just like, whoa, murmurs, maybe it's called. Yelling. Is this the one? No, it's someone yelling, no, I didn't do it. That's a man crying. Linda over there laughing. Slow clap audience from my fake live tour. Do you guys know I did a fake live tour? A tour across the entire world. And the interview is hilarious because you can tell I have no voice. And it sort of like gets into the details of like, yeah, we faked a live tour. It was about as much work as actually doing a tour. That's the one I'm going to use. So, confused crowd, gasps, being upset at all this stuff. Put it on an NPC track. We'll put it on NPC something rather. Here we go.
Added their own voices to the panic. Second mate of Metal and began to rush toward the temple's exit.
Bonk! Back to the Willow!
Convo, who had rushed toward.
How did I fake a live tour? So, my friends and I played in a band, and we played in the band called Careless Juja. And then we decided that we were going to record all of us together the first time we met. We were going to meet at the studio and record an album, and then we were going to put a fake audience underneath the album. And it's called the Careless Juja World Tour Live Album. And the coolest part was, at the end, the following morning, we would press the CDs. We'd edited and mixed the night, because we would just basically work through the entire night. We did an interview, basically talking about the fake live tour on the Nerdy Show Podcast Network. The interview's still up there somewhere. And then we played the last show of our tour and sold the CDs of the tour, which we recorded the night before. It was crazy. I don't think it sounded too bad. Somewhere here on the internet exists a copy of this thing, and it's not too bad. Putting a link here for those who are interested in hearing Zelda covers and such, and one or two original songs. But like, it opens up with like, I think I got people to chant Careless Juja, and I put that into like a mix.
Hey everybody, we are Careless Juja and we play songs from video games.
I did. Oh man. What a cool band. I like those people. Which were, again, not really a band, just together for the lovely recording session in the studio. Where were we? We were working on some. I know, mixing live audience in. It was the best faking I'd ever had to do for a thing like that, because nobody cared, and we flat out admitted it wasn't a real tour to everybody, except at the last night of the tour. Like, oh yeah, thank you for coming to our show. It's the end of our tour, our fictional world live tour. Please buy our album to help pay for the rest of the tour.
Inmate of Metal and began to rush toward the temple's exit.
Bonk! Back to the Willow!
Convo, who had rushed toward the sunken mother and maintained her unflinching gaze even as Lon fell, quickly sought a way to sow confusion.
Now I need to find Convo's track. Man, Convo, making my life so tough. Why gotta be so tough like this, man? What's next? What do we got? That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the script, which is over here. I need like a third screen. That's what I need. Convos is a thing. Oh man. Oh boy. I'm gonna move Convo up, because that's what's gonna happen here. And the mother as well, because it's gonna get really intense here. What?
What the hell?
One arm. Two of the stronger priests attempted.
That's me talking. So let's grab to sow confusion. Blah 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 blah. Some cursing.
Convo swung at him with all her strength, trying to prevent the growing orc's escape. And
that's gonna be bad news for him. But
and began to rush toward the temple's exit.
Bonk! Back to the Willow!
Convo, who had rushed toward the sunken mother and maintained her unflinching gaze even as Lon fell, quickly sought a way to sow confusion.
Recess! I saw more of them headed over there! And
I heard Reese's, like Reese's peanut butter cups.
Recess!
Oh, speaking of which, our dear friend, I don't know if I'm supposed to say it publicly, but he's had good news. Our dear friend, if you follow Enrique on social media, he's amazing and a dear friend. And good things have happened in his life that I'm so happy for.
Sought a way to sow confusion.
Recess! I saw more of them headed over there! And I point towards the... Recess! I saw more of them headed over there! And I... Recess! I saw more of them headed over there! And I point towards the western hallway with a 14... Over there! And I point towards the western hallway with a 14 for deception. Western hallway with a 14 for deception.
Boost the end.
With a 14 for deception. With a 14 for deception.
Elry, check it out. No one leaves the bulwark until we've sorted this heresy.
western hallway with a 14 for deception.
Valerie, check it out.
A 14 for deception.
Valerie, check.
14 for deception.
Valerie, check it out. No one leaves the bulwark until we've sorted this heresy.
A 14 for deception.
Valerie, check it out. No one leaves the bulwark.
Deception.
Valerie, check it out. No one leaves the bulwark until we've sorted this heresy.
Well, I guess I gotta do this.
Lovely. Oh, and then I have to add a line before this. Cool. All right. So, no one leaves till I've sorted the thing. Grab, move away. Travis is a thing, and then he does his thing. Okay. My next line explains what's about to happen prior to it happening, because that's what we got going on here.
Combo and begins in western hallway with a 14 for deception.
Valerie, check it out. No one leaves the bulwark until we've sorted this heresy.
A small detachment.
This heresy.
A small detachment of priests moved in that direction while the sunken mother lifted the unconscious body of Lon with barely contained malice over a toothy sneer. Conscious body of Lon with barely contained malice over a toothy sneer.
Cool.
A small detachment of priests moved in that direction while the sunken mother lifted the unconscious.
I want to get like a movement sound there, like so. What's really good? Like a metal? Plate mail, step, plate, step. Let's get one of those. Not steo, step. So I've got like this, I think is maybe a good one.
Small detachment of priests moved in that direction while the sunken mother lifted the unconscious
heresy.
A small detachment of priests moved in that direction.
And let's also like speed them up so they're not like super slow. Let's give them like much faster.
A small detachment of priests moved in that direction while the sunken mother lifted the unconscious body of Lon with barely. A small detachment of priests moved in that direction. A small detachment of priests moved in that.
Sorted this heresy.
A small detachment of priests moved in that direction while the sunken mother lifted the unconscious body of.
Okay, we need like a lifting sound, like with weights, but it's people. It's like a leather pickup sound. Leather, A-T-H-E-R, like a, almost like crackling a rope, right? That's probably what it feels like to pick somebody up. Creaking noise, what do you? No, it's like to, that's what I'm looking for. Just like picking up a person, right? Not like anything else. So let's grab this.
While the sunken mother lifted the unconscious body of Lon with barely contained malice, or lifted the unconscious sunken mother lifted the unconscious body of Lon. Sunken mother lifted the unconscious body of Lon with barely contained malice over body of Lon with barely conscious body of Lon with barely contained malice over a toothy sneer.
And then this is where Convo decides he's gonna do something crazy.
Over a toothy sneer.
What?
Contained malice over a toothy sneer.
Well, I guess I gotta do this. Combo
malice over a toothy sneer.
Well, I guess I gotta do this. Combo and begins himself to giant size, rushes to take Lon from the sunken mother, and then dashes away towards the. Well, I guess I gotta do this. Combo and begins himself to giant size, rushes to take Lon from the sunken mother, and then dashes away towards the entrance with sunken mother, and then dashes away towards the entrance with her under his arm. With her under his arm.
Okay, this is where we're gonna switch the music to something more epic, like in a big way, to get it like super exciting. Something's happening. Rushed grunt of grabbing Lon. Rushes to grab Lon, dashes away. Okay, so he's describing what's gonna happen. He does take the body. So
himself to giant size, rushes to take Lon from the sunken mother, and then dashes away towards the entrance with size, rushes to take Lon from the sunken mother, and then dashes away.
So we'll
rushes to take Lon from the sunken mother, and then dashes away towards the entrance with her under his arm.
Okay, and also this is where I'm gonna change the music. The music's gonna switch to something a little bit different. So we are here at the spot that says here. And I wanted to add two things. One is the really cool battle music we've got from here. Sufferer's Cant is kind of what I'm...
Ajay is bleeding a lot and feeling pretty weak right now, so he's gonna look.
So I'm going to steal Sufferer's Cant right there. Cause
It's facing the wrong angle.
If anyone else could see.
So that's what it's going to do. It's going to start there. So grab that, move it here. 1-0, whatever. Here. Erase, move, and start at the beginning of the song, because I can actually do it. I don't think we ever heard the beginning of the song on the podcast.
A small detachment of toothy sneer.
Well, I guess I gotta do this. Comboing begins himself the giant size.
Malice over a toothy sneer.
Well, I guess I gotta do this. Comboing begins himself the giant size, rushes to take Lan from the sunken mother, and then dashes away. I guess I gotta do this. Comboing Well, I guess I gotta do this. Comboing begins himself the giant size. I guess I gotta do this. Comboing begins himself the giant size, rushes to take Lan from the sunken mother, and then dashes away towards the entrance with her under his arm.
Changing the volumes. Man, this song is so good. I'm really happy with how these all came together.
Liar! Liar!
Like, if you're a Final Fantasy Tactics fan, this guy, this composer. Okay. And then it should automate from there because I've already automated the whole song. In theory, that should get us to the end of the combat. So let's save, because we made some progress, and let's find out what I used for Convo's, like, tripling in size sound, because he has this ability to embiggen.
Little, but enough to shallowly stick the metal waters and quickly.
So let's look for Convo's voice. Where's Convo? And where his voice is.
He's the creature flying above him. His old first mate instincts just sort of kick in. What the hell's? Quickly, Lena!
Oh, Convo's muscles stretched as he doubled in.
That's a cool one. Okay, so we've got a generic, air quotes, generic.
In size, Mirvo charged the creature beside Viviana, grappling its head for 23 and using its reaction to activate another one of the runes woven from the tattoos. His
Everybody below deck!
A glow emanated from Convo's back as the tattooed landscape of the Vulcan.
Okay, so I'm going to grab those 3 tracks again. 1, 2, and 3. Copy. And it's track 53. So we're going to copy and paste it to our timeline where we are. I think it's at 53. I hope. There we are. 53, right here-ish.
Sneer.
Well, I guess I gotta do this. Comboing begins himself the giant size, rushes to take Lan from the sunken mother, and then dashes away towards the entrance with her under his arm.
Interesting.
Comboing begins himself the giant size, rushes to take...
I lost his Kamehameha somewhere in there. I don't know where it went. That's peculiar. But I did get these.
Lan from the sunken mother, and then dashes away towards the entrance with her under his arm.
And I don't need the size to continue after this because it's pretty quick.
Dashes away towards the entrance with her under his arm.
And then we need dashes away with her under his arm. Yep. All these noises. The sunken mother, furious. Okay, so I will be narrating what happens next while that all continues there. Ha ha ha, fun. Okay, so first and foremost, let's try and find his other call out there. So somewhere here, there's a episode 4. Here we are.
He looked there.
And I believe this is unjust.
Grappled to the deck before her.
Viviana is quite upset that she...
Powerful light, and his body began to change, grow. Convo's muscles stretched as he doubled in size in mere moments. Ripples.
And then wrestling sharp noise. Okay, so this is like, those are some good sounds. I'm gonna just grab those and we'll see what we can do with them. Or nothing, maybe nothing, that's okay. But we're gonna, track 57 is gonna get copied way over there. Right around here, 57.
Liar!
Okay, but like I don't see that, and it should have been here somewhere. But it's not, so we will put it in place.
Well, I guess I gotta do this. Convoy begins himself to giant size, rushes to take Lon from the sunken mother, and then dashes away towards the end.
And these are the grabby noises, so we're gonna do the noises. Grabbing Lon.
Guess I gotta do this. Convoy begins himself to giant size, rushes to take Lon from the sunken mother, and then dashes away towards the entrance with her under his arms. To take Lon from the sunken mother, and then dashes away towards the entrance with her.
And I'm gonna add one more like extra piece here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And the sunken mother, and then dashes away towards the entrance with her. Mother, and then dashes away towards the entrance with her under his arm.
And then there's more descriptor text, which this will go over. One last thing is, I believe we've got footstep sounds here somewhere. Let's just look for footstep sounds. Zombie run. Man, friends, we are making progress here. Here we go.
Size rushes to take Lon from the sunken mother, and then dashes away towards the entrance with her under his arm.
Let's cut this out.
Himself to giant size, rushes to take Lon from the sunken mother, and then dashes away towards the entrance with her under his arm. Take Lon from the sunken mother, and then dashes away towards to take Lon from the sunken mother, and then the giant size rushes to take Lon from the sunken mother, and then dashes away towards the entrance with Lon from the sunken mother.
It's gonna be like 2, 3 steps.
Size rushes to take Lon from the sunken mother, and then dashes away towards the entrance with her under his arm. And dashes away towards the entrance with her.
The purpose of that is pretty quick. He's moving forward, then he's gonna get hit, and we'll have the hit descriptors. I think he gets hit. Or he gets attacked. How about that? Next thing that happens is a large block of text that ends with the word crowd. That was it, crowd. So let's grab it. Let's put it over here.
Well, I guess I gotta do this. Convoy.
And let's mute the music.
With her under his arm.
The sunken mother, furious at Convo's deceptions, swung at him with all.
And dashes away towards the entrance with her under his arm.
The sunken mother, furious at Convo's deceptions, swung at him with all her strength.
That's an S right there, so I don't need the second S. Swung.
Convo's deceptions swung at him with all.
And we're gonna cut that out a bit more.
And swung at him with Convo's deceptions, swung at him with all her strength, trying to prevent the growing orc's escape, and catching him in the eye for 19 damage.
Cool.
As the eye swelled and turned a sickly blue, the eye for 19 damage. As the eye swelled, the eye for 19 damage. As the eye swelled and turned a sickly blue, he saw stars briefly, his legs buckled, and he felt like his body just might give out. Like moving through the briefly, his legs buckled, and he felt like his body just might give out. But just like moving through the high seas, he did not falter, willing one foot in front of the other as he pushed his way through the confused crowd.
And then, like, the music gets more intense in a good way, I think.
As the eye swelled and legs buckled, and he felt like his body. He saw stars briefly, his legs buckled, and he felt like his body just might give out. But just like moving through the high seas, he did not fall.
Okay, I need to make a note. Zingers go here, because that's really useful for me if I have those singers.
And he felt like his body just might give out. But just like moving through the high seas, he did not falter, willing one foot in front of the other as he pushed his way through the confused crowd.
Okay, and now Caitlin gets her lovely line.
It was now time for Lon to make her first.
Liar!
Okay.
His legs buckled.
We need to find that spot.
The sunken mother, furious at Convo's deception, swung at him with all her strength, trying to prevent the growing orc's escape and catching him in the eye for 19 damage. As the eye swelled and turned a sickly blue, he saw stars briefly, his legs buckled, and he felt like his body just might give out. But just like moving through the high seas, he did not falter.
I like those first two. So,
swung at him with all her strength, trying to prevent the growing orc's escape and catching him in the eye for 19. As the eye swelled and turned a sickly blue, he saw stars.
So, now let's put these here.
The sunken mother, furious at Convo's deception, swung at him with all her strength, trying to prevent the growing orc's escape and catching him in the eye for 19 damage.
And we'll add some punching sounds there too. It's not just going to stay like this. We're going to make it much more. Ugh. I know, reluctant New York superhero. That's Convo. He's like, oh man, I can't even think of like a parallel. He's like an embarrassed daredevil. Like, ah, man, I guess you really got to rob this guy right now. I was just, whatever. All right.
In the eye for 19 damage.
More punches here. And now we got to move Convo's grunts.
They're under his arm.
The Sunken Mother, furious at Convo's deception, swung at him with all her strength, trying to prevent the grumbling. Swung at him with all her strength, trying to prevent the grumbling orc's escape and catch.
All right, cool. Rushes to take Lon from the Sunken Mother and then dashes away towards the entrance with her under his arm. Thanks, Calyx.
That sounds better. It's got like two takes of him getting hit. It's like a
all her strength, trying to prevent the grumbling orc's escape and catch.
That'll be right there.
Orc's escape and catching him, and trying to prevent the grumbling orc's escape and catching him, and prevent the grumbling orc's escape and prevent the grumbling orc's escape and catching him in the eye for 19 damage. As the eye swelled and turned a sickly blue, that one in the eye for the grumbling orc's escape and catching him in the eye for 19 damage.
I'm gonna pitch that one down. No one will ever know it's the same one.
Orc's escape and catching him in the eye for 19 damage. As the eye swelled and turned a sickly blue, he saw stars briefly. His legs buckled.
That's a good strike sound. What's this?
Stumbling over rocks and passing the treacherous terrain.
Oh, I have all these. What am I doing? I'm being a chump.
We're making preparations at break.
Okay, there we go. Let's move this over here.
Stars briefly. His legs buckled, and he felt like his orc's escape and catching him in the eye for 19 damage. The grumbling orc's escape and catching him in the eye for 19 damage. As the eye swelled and turned a sickly blue, he saw stars briefly. His legs buckled, and he felt like his body just might give out.
Intense breathing.
It was now time for Lon.
As he pushed his way through the confused crowd.
Okay, and that's where he speeds up.
But just like moving through the high seas, he did not falter, willing one foot in front of the other as he pushed his way through the confused crowd.
It was now time.
And I'm going to use that.
One foot in front of the other as he pushed his way through the confused crowd.
And I need to lower the volume sharply there.
As he pushed his way through the confused crowd.
It was now time for Lon to make her first death save.
Cool. Dramatics. Death saving throws being made. And I gotta find the death saving throw sound. Death save sound.
Putting one foot in front of the other as he pushed his way through the confused crowd.
It was now time for Lon to make her first death saving throw. She needed to roll 3 successes with saving throw. She needed to roll 3 successes to death saving throw. She needed to roll 3 successes before 3 failures, or she would die from the wounds she received. She needed to roll 10 or higher, and her spirit began to move toward.
Okay, so I'm going to cut out one of the lines because it's a bit slow. She rolled 10 or higher. I'm going to cut that out.
Before 3 failures, or she would die from the wounds she received.
Okay, death saving throw sound, and we have it somewhere. Yeah, I need a bunch of zingers because those are fun. They should be marked at the top of my session somewhere. Boop, badoop, badoop. Nope, not there. Spell sounds, unused blooper sounds, board what? Board owlbear. Okay. Got here to the, what are unused bloopers? Why are they unused? I don't even see any there. There's nothing marked on my thing.
No fucking way.
I rolled a 20.
Okay, I know why these are unused bloopers, because I can't share them with the public yet, because they're too hilarious. Out of context, they make no sense. Okay, now we're here, lure, death saving throw sound is probably going to do zingers, I bet.
Previously, Vin Greyview's conversation with Linzen was cut short. The heavy darkness had descended from above, wrapping the dwarf in rows of silver.
These are zingers. They're quite fun, aren't they? They make all these fun little noises. But that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for one in particular. It's going to sound like... These are great ones. That's not what I'm looking for, though. I'm looking for the one
Because
Inside her door,
Okay. Tentacle.
harmlessly on deck.
I'm aiming for it.
Its mark, splitting the deck of the Willows and burning into Ajay's stomach. Hitting the very not the blaze, creature thrashed its heat. Upon spying a mythical,
I just gotta find the death saving throw one.
as yet another a beast that dove to snap at the ship. They flew 10 feet from the tendrils. As the shot to the deck.
I should hit save before something terrible happens.
Flew past the creature into the water. First mate Mason
Instinctively grab his hatchet.
side Viviana, grappling its head with 23 and using its reaction to activate another one of the runes woven.
These are great sounds. What the heck is this?
One of the runes woven in water too.
That's flippin' awesome sounding. I'm gonna steal that.
And the creature seemed to
That's so good. Okay. What is this like WrestleMania shark sound? Those are great sounds.
Die, you stupid shark! How
No, I'm looking for death saving throws.
It's like another. Helena appeared near the sun. Tendril feed. Fury beam of freezing air shot toward the tendril under tumultuous sea to find easier. Sparks of gold from the precious metal pulled aerial spin.
work there, huh?
Himself toward the center of the. And I loaded into. The heavy stone struck the side of the dorsal fin, skewering it through, railing with it. The descent.
Trying to sneak into.
Owl convo slammed.
Man, I can't find this sound. It must be elsewhere. That's fine. I think I know where it might be elsewhere in a different part, but I do want to copy and paste this before I forget, because we found a really cool fighting sound that I want to use for lovely, lovely convo. Right here. Okay, these are lovely.
And dashes away towards the entrance with her under his arm.
The sunken mother, furious at Convo's deception, swung at him with all her strength, trying to prevent the groveling orc's escape and catching him in the eye for 19 damage. As the eye swelled and turned a sickly blue, he saw
cool. That's not what I was looking for. I was looking for the sound of the thing, and then I can have more punches, because the punches are okay. But I need...
ropes as it struck the side of the tides 20 feet beneath him through the tide altar.
Yep.
His words seemed to die in his throat as the body of Nimble Rumble.
Oh, that's a creepy moment. That's not what I'm looking for.
His grip tightened.
Okay.
Run away.
That's being drowned underwater.
Then watches the splash. This is for the good of my people!
That's a variation of it. It's Asylum. Okay, that's probably what I'm looking for then. A-S-Y-L-U... A-S-Y-L-U-M is the phrase I'm looking for. That's got to be what I'm trying to find, my lovely sound effects here. It's going to be...
Shaman climbed out from
the inevitable sanity.
Very close, but not quite it.
Off the edge. He fell down into those.
Oh man, yeah, I can't listen to that episode. That one hurts. Oh man, what a terrible, terrible time. So this is a death drone. Gotta find the right sound. That's it. Lovely.
And catching him in the eye for 19 damage. As the eye swelled and turned a sickly blue, he saw stars briefly, his legs buckled, and he felt like his body just might give out. But just like moving through the high seas, he did not falter, willing one foot
to death, saving first to death. It was now time for Lan to make her first death saving throw. To make her first death. San to make her first death saving throw. She needed to roll 3 successes before 3 failures, or or she would die from the wounds she received.
And then we have Lon's line somewhere here. Lon says a word, probably a curse word.
9. ... 9. 9.
And we're cutting out the humor because it's supposed to be serious.
Time for Lan to make her first door-free phase, or she would die from the wounds she received.
9.
Ooh, bad news. So she failed it. And then we go to more of Caitlin's line.
And her spirit began to move toward the light of Sanagon as her grip on life weakened.
It's so quiet. I gotta boost it.
Her spirit began to move toward the light of Sanagon as her grip on life weakened.
And then we jump back to the other stuff taking place. Viviana is running. And so we got to avoid
line. And so Lon under one saving throw to avoid.
To avoid. There we go. Here we... Oops. Wrong spot. So let's move it a bit further to the right.
9.
And her spirit began to move toward the light of Sanagon.
Viviana, directing the owlbear, had reached the...
Spirit began to move toward the light of Sanagon as her grip on life weakened.
Viviana, directing the owlbear, had reached the tideway, those slick rocks, as seawater splashed and spilled over the edges of its path.
This is exciting.
Directing the owlbear had reached the tideway, those slick rocks, as seawater reached the tideway, those slick rocks, as seawater splashed.
Let's speed this up.
Those slick rocks, as seawater splashed. Those slick rocks, as seawater splashed and spilled over the edges of its path, creating difficult terrain. Thus, over the edges of its path, creating difficult terrain. Thusly, she was forced to reduce their speed to a cautious one. Thusly, she was forced to reduce their speed to a cautious one to avoid any missteps that might. Thusly, she was forced to reduce their speed to a cautious one to avoid any missteps that might cost them dearly.
And then that's...
Back inside the sunken temple, a sound rung out over the chaos. A voice charged with magic, echoing across the temple.
This music is just killing it for me. I'm so happy for this music. It makes me smile constantly just hearing it. Like, as this track is just like, yeah! Like, I haven't put sound effects in this place. This is just the music and ambiences, and it's already sounding super cool.
As one word influenced the minds of all within to quiet. This word was directed at Convo in particular.
Is that the word? Okay, that's gonna be where it goes.
All within to quiet.
So let's find the word so I don't lose it. The sunken mother gave me a word, and the word is gonna be right here. Stop.
This word was directed at Convo in particular.
Stop. This should be it.
We're making preparations. We're making preparations. Part. First.
That's Priest 1, who will be fighting us in a moment, separately from this, after Convo makes me sad.
Tensions lowered, and things begin.
Thank you, Galisk. You're lovely.
A sound rung out over the chaos. A voice charged with magic, echoing across the temple, as one word influenced the minds of all within to quiet. This word was directed at Convo in particular to halt his movement, requiring a...
This is... man, this is gonna be good. Okay, so let's sneak this magical spell here.
Influence the minds of all within to quiet. This word...
Let's make it bigger.
All within to quiet. This...
That's too echoey.
Influence the minds of all within to quiet. This word was directed at Convo in particular to halt...
It's hard to hear. Too much reverb. I'm gonna keep it unreverbed and let that be done in post.
Quiet. Stop! This word was directed at Convo in particular to halt his movement, requiring a successful saving throw to avoid. Requiring a successful saving throw to avoid.
And we'll boost his volume because he's overcoming everything I ever do.
Successful saving throw to avoid.
Of course. So sad. So sad. And really quickly, I got a text message. An important one. Okay. And we continue here.
Thin to quiet. Stop! This word was directed at Convo in particular to halt his movement, requiring a successful saving throw to avoid.
19.
And we need the next line here. And so we avoided. And then once we have this all timed out, we can start doing some more sound effects to it. In motion.
With Convo in line. For one arm. A second shove from behind threw her off balance. The other hitting Convo, but barely registering as the adrenaline kept the painted man in motion.
That's the line right there. Okay, so let's move it to here.
Boy.
19.
And so Convo, almost double his original, wearing a successful saving throw to avoid.
19.
And so Convo, almost double his original size, continued to sprint with Lon under one arm. Two of the stronger priests attempted to swing at them, one missing entirely after a last-second shove from. Two of the stronger priests attempted to swing at them, one missing entirely after a last-second shove from behind threw her off balance. The other hitting Convo, but barely registering as the adrenaline kept the painted man in motion.
Man, flippin' awesome music. So happy. And let's just finish this last exchange real quick because it's a kind of a big deal. Mute. Wait, is there gonna be a mute here? Okay, no, that's actually the important throw. So this throw is important, particularly. Okay. What is this?
9. 9.
Yeah, that was the 9.
Hey, it's okay. We're gonna get you some weasels or some.
No, I'm looking for a specific line.
And charged through the throng, dashing.
What are you saying?
It's a dashing past the more dramatic.
I go down to 0.
Okay, that's him talking. But I need to find the next thing, which is stop. He talks a lot about a stupor, magical stupor. Here we are, Convo, magical stupor. Let's get there.
Wearing a successful saving throw to avoid.
19.
And so Convo, almost double his original size, continued to sprint with Lon under one arm. Two of the stronger priests attempted to swing at them, one missing entirely after a last-second shove from behind threw her off balance. The other hitting Convo, barely registering as the adrenaline kept the painted man in motion. As a reaction, I'm going to painted man in motion. As a reaction, I'm going to activate.
Now I'm gonna mute the music just so I can hear everything that's going on because it's getting too intense.
Activate my stone rune on my right arm, which is going to glow. I'm going to point back to the sunken sister and yell, "You, stop!" And as she does, I'm going to,
registering as the adrenaline kept the painted man in motion.
As a reaction, I'm going to activate my stone rune on my right arm. And I'm going to activate my stone rune.
I think I have a different take of this that I was supposed to use. Let's check.
He being the only surviving deckhand. Combo is with.
Man, Convo, all of your spoilers all the time, man.
Happens and says.
Okay, I gotta find the other take of this because I know there's a
A
bunch.
word of advice: cost the lives of Lon, but I understand where you're coming. And once I kind of see.
Man, this is a huge flipping episode. Okay, we gotta find that spot. So, man, I'm tired. It's like almost 11, but I can sort of see the end of it. Here's where we are right now. We've made it to this line right here. It's a pretty good one. And over here, let's say it's 7 hours and 1 minute. Episode starts. You're kidding me. This is only 8 minutes into the episode. Realistically, only 7 of it's been sound designed. Got another minute to go. I've got a lot of cool echoey sounds to add. There's still a bunch more to get through this single fight, like another 5 minutes at least. Oh, yeah, this episode's basically just the fight. I'm so intimidated. I mean, it's sounding good, but it's like it's a lot. So for now, I'm gonna go to bed. It's getting late, and I could use some sleep before tomorrow. Thanks. It's a lot of work. I appreciate y'all joining me tonight. We're gonna get back to this one tomorrow, probably, if Sealskin Rock doesn't begin then. Otherwise, I gotta get through Sealskin Rock. That's gonna be really quick. But yeah, I'm happy with where this is going. It needs a lot more work. like even beyond what I've done with the parts you've heard. But it's getting there. I kind of want to do some Caitlin retakes too, just a bit more energy because it feels a bit slow at parts. Even though the take and read are quite good, if I can get her to give me more energy, I think it'll push the scene a little bit faster, which is not a bad thing. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will catch up with y'all later. Have a lovely rest of your evening, or whatever time of day it is. Thank you so much for joining.